Welcome to another episode of High Proof Ashes. I am one of your co-hosts, Jason JB Smoke. And over to my right, as always,
I'm Duran. I know the drill, man. Still waiting on them nicknames. Put them in the comments. Let's do something.
yeah, we still waiting on the nicknames. But we here doing it again. Got something really nice for you today, I think. Something we really enjoy.
Cigar and bourbon.
That's right.
Like cigar and bourbon, we enjoy both. So
yeah, we picked something today that we both just really enjoy. And so the cigar for the day is the Caldwell Long Live the King Mad Mofo.
Yes, sir.
And the Mad Mofo, one of the Long Live the King, is, I guess, limited. Even though I've never really had a problem getting it.
No.
So I guess it's not very limited. But looking up the blend on this thing, it didn't really surprise me because I love this so much.
Yeah.
It explained why I love it so much,
Yeah, it's
right?
why we enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
so we got a Mexican San Andrés wrapper, some Indonesian binder, and some Pennsylvania double Ligero filler.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, those are just, calling my name right there.
Yeah, man.
It's
a great stick. I think everything about it is phenomenal. Always enjoy it when I smoke it. I know you said you've had a few and you've had like a tight draw on it. I haven't had that problem.
It's the only problem that I've had with this stick.
Yeah.
Is that every now and again it's a tight draw.
So, and there's several ways to fix that. If it happens in the episode, we'll discuss them.
Yep.
And then for bourbon, we've got the Obtainium Light Whiskey. This is a store pick for one of our favorite local spots to shop, Red Hot. So shout out to Ruben for always having those fire store picks. It is MGP juice. It is about 6 years old. And we enjoy it quite a bit. It is right at 128 proof.
Yep.
So it's up there.
It is up there.
Man, it is so good, especially to be a light whiskey, right? Like, let you take a look at the color there. Like you can see, it's not overly dark. Let's see, maybe if I go to the back here, you might see a little better. But just a great light whiskey, man. So, I'll have a little fun.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started and light up my stick here, and then I'll pour my drink after.
So taking a look at the cigar, something I had forgotten is the head has a little pigtail on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is, you can take the pigtail and twist it off if you want to do that, and it'll give you a little hole to smoke through. But I have cracked the head before doing that.
Yeah, listen, I am by no means a professional with like pulling that pigtail, so
yeah. I've cracked too many heads with pulling pigtails off, so I just cut it.
So it is what it is. But again, great cigar. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut a little deeper.
Yeah, I was just wondering if I needed to do another cut.
So, and this is a little bit larger ring gauge, right? So,
yeah, I want to say this is the Toro. It's like a 6x54 or something like that. 56, maybe.
Never had an issue with the draw. And I'm feeling like, I'm cold drawing this thing.
And mine's fine.
And it feels like,
a little tight, huh?
We're going to run with it and see what happens.
Okay.
We're going to see what happens.
Oh, that's just so good. A little spice. Kind of got the tongue a little numb.
Look at that smoke production, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like that's just it right there.
Yeah, it's a beautiful cigar. Like just to look at. I mean, it's a nice size. The color is great. I don't know. It's an impressive looking cigar.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been disappointed, and I like a lot of the Caldwell brand. You know, but the long live the king is very good. So, you know, when we talked about doing it, I was all in, right? So definitely enjoy it. I'll go ahead and get me a decent pour here. Since we're only doing one bottle, you know, I'm gonna sit with this for a little while. So I'm gonna go ahead and get me a decent little pour.
Yeah, and I love that Obtainium. They don't try to, you know, water it down. I'm going to call it, but you know, proofing it down to get more product or you know what have you.
Well, again, so you've had, this is the light whiskey you got, but I also had a light whiskey that was a little bit different. It was, they were both from Obtainium, but I had one that was a little bit different, and I mean, it was just, the proof was just as high on it. So,
right. That's what I'm saying. They don't mess around with trying to proof it down so they can have more product to sell and all that kind of stuff.
And again, you know, we're fans of MGP juice, right? So
they do what they need to do to make it taste good. Is what
I don't think I've had anything from MGP that I don't enjoy, like. And I know a lot of them are sent out and finished in other places, and but for the most part, their blends are pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. Most of their stuff ends up really, really good. Well, that is really, it's pretty light in the glass. It's amazing how light it is, but how flavorful it is.
To come in at 100 and close to 130 proof, you know, that's impressive.
So, and this is a criteria bottle.
Yes.
Yeah, this is actually a criteria bottle. It was under $40. I don't remember the exact price. Let's say it was like 35 or 38 or something like that. But
so it comes in a little bit over with tax. But again, if you don't remember, I think it's been a little while since we've talked about what the criteria is. So we're looking for bottles that are aged at least 4 years, at least 100 proof, and under $40 retail. So, you know, it's definitely a very good one for that price point. Caught you with a little something there.
I mean, it you know, it's 128, so I mean, you're going to taste it. But what really got me was I'm trying to place that flavor on the back end. Maybe honey. This like, not the sweetness of honey, but that flavor. Like, I don't know.
That specifically comes to mind off the rip. Like,
it's just enjoyable. It's just really,
it's got a little bit of a pepper, you know, a little something, a little bit of spice to it.
Yeah, so I think, you know, the Obtainium is probably not on a lot of people's radar, but there's quite a few different ones out there, and so like if you've not had Obtainium, you know, if the light whiskey thing kind of scared you away, you know, in the color and all that kind of stuff, or maybe even the proof, might have scared you away. It's still one to try. It's really, really good. And if you enjoy high proof stuff,
you're definitely gonna like this.
You're gonna really like this. Yeah. And they're very affordable.
That's the best part of it, right? Like
they're super affordable.
So something aged 6 years at 128 proof, coming in under $40 is rare, right? Just you're not gonna find many of them. Not gonna find many of them at all.
Oh my God, that's a great cigar,
dude. Like, you know.
And this is one that you can. It's super affordable.
Yeah, you can buy this all over the place.
All
price point on this, you can be.
Dude, it's all over the place.
You know.
You can definitely get it for single digits. You know, so. And.
So would we say this is a cigar that smokes above its price point?
Absolutely.
This is one.
Absolutely.
So like we're always trying to find things that we can add to that list.
This
is one of those that, you know, you can definitely get it at a price that would allow it to smoke well above its price point.
Way above, yeah.
Yeah. Because I won't tell you what I've purchased them for, but it's been inexpensive. Like, you know, like you said, double or single digits, you know. So, yeah.
And I mean, just look at that smoke production. Like, and it's not like hot.
No.
You know, like I'm still getting the spice. And you know, I know there's people out there that love the, you know, they like that pepperiness. And, you know, you'll get that from this. And that's coming, I think, from the Ligero.
Yeah, probably.
So, isn't it pronounced Ligero?
I have no idea, man.
Like
You know,
I keep saying
I'm
Ligero, but isn't it Ligero?
I'm not cultured enough to know.
We live too far north of the border, right?
I mean, I enjoy a good cigar, so I don't know if it's Ligero, you know, but it's
Yeah, I think it's actually pronounced Ligero.
you know,
Um, and the I'm gonna keep saying Ligero, but the Ligero, from what I can remember, seeing and now, you know, this is where we're proving that we're not cigar experts. But from what I remember, the Ligero is the a particular leaf on the stalk. Okay, so it's like the verticalness of the plant.
okay.
Okay, the Ligero, from what if I remember right, the Ligero is near the top.
Challenge him on that because I don't know. I'm gonna be completely honest.
So now I'm gonna have to
if we're
go.
wrong, you know, throw that in the comments.
See, now I'm gonna have to go find a diagram,
Yeah.
throw it up on the screen,
Yeah,
so you
man.
can see what Ligero leaf
Jason
is.
don't like to be wrong. Like, he don't like to be wrong. Like he don't like to be questioned on his cigar knowledge. Like you know.
But I can concede that this is. I'm not sure. I'm not positive, right? But I am positive that the Ligero is a particular leaf on the plant vertically, you know, and
Okay.
so I'm just trying to remember which one, and I think it's the top. But
I just got some butterscotch.
maybe that's what I'm getting.
Butterscotch.
Maybe it's butterscotch. Maybe I'm placing it wrong. I'm thinking honey, but it might be butterscotch.
Got some butterscotch from that. I think that's
on the back end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You know, it full mouthfeel, very, very buttery. Like you know, so the butterscotch, like really,
It's sweet.
it's sweet.
Yeah.
But like, dude, like, so the problem with this is at its proof, you don't taste the proof, right? So you can get yourself in real trouble with this
Right.
bottle. So that brings me to drink responsibly, right? Like, because this bottle, if you've got it at the house, you know you can have 2 decent pours of this, and you might feel a little something.
Yeah. Especially like if you haven't eaten.
Right. So, and this one, it does not drink at 128. Like, I have been out and you know, had a few pours of this and been like, oh, okay, wait a minute, I forgot how strong it is. But very enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, so when you're drinking, you know, you want to, when you're drinking, you know, flights and taking samples and that sort of thing, you want to pay attention to the proof and just kind of know where you are in the journey of, you know, of spirits.
Absolutely.
You know, when you're first starting out, this might not be something you would go to and, you know, even have it. You might get just enough to take a taste and that would be it. But it's one of those things that when we're doing a bottle share, even us, we look at the bottle to see what the proof is, to see, you know, okay,
Yeah.
do I
What
need to
point
make
am
it-
I in the night?
right?
Do I
and,
still
and,
need to drink?
and how small of a pour do I need to
Right.
make?
Yeah. So, you know, if it's 9 o'clock and I'm going home at 10, do I need to finish up with 130 proof? Probably not.
Probably, yeah, probably
you
not.
know, probably need to go towards that Buffalo Trace.
That's right.
You know, something a little bit lighter.
Yep.
You know, Eagle Rare or something of that nature.
Yeah.
You know, so, but again, great bottle. Can't say enough about it. The cigar is phenomenal. I guess we should talk about the band, man. What you think?
Let's get into the band.
So it's got 2 bands, right? So one has the Mad Mofo on it, and you told me something interesting about the Mad Mofo.
Mm-hmm.
So this was not the original name,
Right.
So it used to be the Mad MF.
That's right.
So you know,
Which, you know,
means essentially the same exact thing. You know,
I was gonna say put two and two together,
Yeah,
figure out what that's supposed to mean.
This is more PG-13, right?
I like that. I like that.
More PG-13.
Yeah, I like
right?
that.
Okay. Mad MF is probably a little closer to rated R.
You know, it's getting up there.
It's getting there, right?
Yeah.
But beautiful band, man. I think this is blue and gold. You know, so on the very front, you've got the Caldwell, one of the Caldwell heads. They have all different kind of little heads on them, but this one has a crown on it for it being of course, the Long Live the King. That is inscribed all the way around the brand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then it's got the gold on the back here. So, you know, it's just really a band that really stands out, man. Like if you're browsing a humidor somewhere, this cigar is probably going to stand out to
Mhm.
you. Um, you know,
Well, in
because
the box when it's open, the
the head.
like it's just huge.
Yeah.
You know, and the
Yeah.
name, you know, Mad Mofo is just huge. You don't even see "Long Live the King." It's just Mad Mofo in big, huge letters with the you know the head, as you say, with the you know um, with the crown, and it's unmistakable.
Yeah.
It's one of those, like you say, when you walk into the Humi, you can see it across the Humi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you're gonna notice it.
Yeah. So I would encourage you to definitely pick one up and give it a shot if you enjoy cigars. You know, and the crazy thing is I don't consider this full body.
Mm-mm.
You know, it's more medium for me, but definitely a very flavorful cigar. So you're gonna get everything you want from it, right? Like,
I would give it a 4 out of 5.
yeah,
You know,
I'd say that's about right.
on strength.
Um, but it is a very complex cigar.
Yeah.
So with something that we've smoked recently, I realized how complex the cigars are
We
that I
normally
actually
smoke.
enjoy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's very
And that's the
complex.
newer stuff.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we've talked about the, you know, kind of the old world versus the new world.
Right.
And the new world stuff is much more complex,
Mm-hmm.
you know, in its flavor profiles. And that's where we are. You know, as much as we like some of the traditional brands like Fuente,
Mm-hmm.
Patron, even they're not one dimensional.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So this is certainly not one dimensional.
I mean, but you look at the construction. So I don't have a perfectly even, you know, burn, but it's pretty. It's still a very good burn. The ash on it is very nice though, right? Like really nice, tight and compacted. You know, so I can see the embers burning underneath the ash, doing everything it's supposed to do. Great smoke production. You know, and just like Jason said, it's a great looking cigar. You know, so you want to look like somebody that knows a little something about cigars, buying one on an affordable price. This is one of those.
Yeah, and I wanted to talk about another one of their cigars real quick that they recently released, and I've had one, and I wish I would have bought more when I bought it, and I just didn't. But the the uh, I think it's Long Live the Queen,
Yes.
and it is absolutely an incredible cigar.
Yeah.
I actually like it more than this one.
Really?
Yes, because it's a little less on the strength, but it ramps up the flavor.
Okay.
It's so complex on the flavor side.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna have to revisit it because
Like-
I don't remember it the exact same way. Like I think I enjoyed this one a little bit more, but not to say, you know,
Yeah.
that can't happen, right? Like we don't
Like,
agree on everything.
If you was to give me one of each, I would smoke the Queen first because it's a little less in the strength, but the flavors are amazing.
Okay.
And then I would transition to this, which is just a powerhouse, right? You know, it's a medium full cigar. You know, the dark Mexican San Andrés wrapper. You know, the Ligeros in there, Ligeros. Like it's just a ton of flavor,
I agree.
ton of body. Like it's a really great cigar.
Getting my hydration in.
Yeah, I mean that's important, especially when you're drinking high proof like we are right now.
It's also hot as hell outside.
Man, isn't it?
You know, we're drinking bourbon, and then Jason may not, but then I'm gonna have to venture out into the heat. So I want to make sure I'm good and hydrated when I go out there.
It's just ridiculous, man. The humidity.
Yeah, it's real.
Man, the humidity's been so high, it's just ridiculous.
So we visited a new cigar lounge recently.
We did. Just opened up.
Just opened up.
They did a soft opening, I guess.
Soft opening, I would assume. But ultimately, good experience, right? We got the whole crew out. You know, the Tennessee Cigar and Bourbon Society. Of course, we've talked about it in previous episodes. Me and Jason are both on the board of a nonprofit here locally that, you know, we try to focus on meeting the little, you know, gaps that may be left by some other nonprofits, right? So we try to get in between those and help those that might be in need. You know, so of course, make sure to, you know, take a look at that. You can look at the Instagram. I think there's a Facebook too, right?
Yeah,
we got a
we got a Facebook. We got an Instagram. I'll throw those up for you guys so you can go and take a look if you want to, dive into that a little bit. And we're growing. We just started, and
But we
eventually
already
we'll.
accomplished some pretty big
We
stuff.
did. We did. Like, even though we've just started, like, we've already done some great things.
Yeah. So in 2 months, we raised enough money to get a good friend of ours who is part of our community, part of our cigar and bourbon community, a wheelchair. So we raised enough funds to help him with a power wheelchair, and we're pretty proud of that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking forward to our next thing that we're going to accomplish. But all of that is just a part of having a great community, right?
That's right.
The cigar and bourbon community is incredible.
Yeah.
So enough about that. But Jason, to throw that stuff up for you to take a look at as usual.
Yeah. So here we are wrapping up the weekend, right? What else you been up to this weekend?
Man, so I started the weekend, like I said, we visited the new cigar lounge. Then yesterday we had a quick outing, right, at our home cigar lounge,
Yep.
OCL, Ocoy Cigar.
Yep.
Hung outside. The weather was pretty nice for most of the day. The sun started creeping up on us a little bit, but
It did.
not gonna lie, I've had a pretty laid back weekend.
It's been really nice, actually.
Yeah, right. Like, I didn't have to do a whole lot.
Yeah.
Today we're recording our podcast, getting those episodes in, making sure we've got good content to bring to you guys, and doing what we do, though, right? Like, me and Jason are just two normal guys that enjoy cigars and bourbon, and we turn on a camera and record it for you guys. And hopefully you take something away from the content that we provide, whether it be a good cigar or good bourbon, or maybe not a good cigar, maybe not a good bourbon, who knows. But hopefully you take something away from the content.
Yeah. Like, one of the things we're trying to, do is, well, several things that we're trying to do. We got several themes going on, don't we, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we've got our criteria bottles. We've got the sort of like the cigars that are new to Duran or new to both of us.
Yeah.
And we've had a few cigars, I think, that we haven't been really for us.
Yeah.
And so, that's not to say they won't be for somebody else, but I don't know that we've had anything cigar wise that we would tell people, like, don't do that.
No, I haven't had anything. Well, and so here's the thing. There's only a handful of cigars that I would ever probably say, hey, don't try that.
Yeah.
And I won't name those, right? If you see me in person and you want to ask me about some cigars, that's perfectly fine, right? I'll give you my opinion there, but I'm not going to do it on a podcast that maybe,
Right.
comes back to haunt me someday.
Sure.
But for the most part, I think you should try everything that you can afford.
Yeah.
Because the cigar and bourbon journey, or spirit journey, whichever one you're in, right? Like, and when I say spirit, I mean like different brands of, alcohol, or different types of alcohol.
Yeah.
Everything is not going to be for you.
Nope.
Right? So you may find some things that you enjoy, some things that you don't enjoy. So the only way to really tell what is for you or isn't for you is to try them.
Yeah, I was going to say from I know from personal experience, like, I've had several spirits in front of me that I would say, like, traditionally, I don't like that style or that type or that finish or whatever. And I tried anyway, because you just never know. I mean, I had it was a brandy that was,
oh my goodness,
that was mixed with a like 20 or 40 or whatever
40 year
crazy old year
the stuff that our bourbon commander the bourbon commander brought in.
Scotch, right? And I'm not a brandy guy. I don't like brandy, but I'm like, you know what, I've never had that, and that sounds different. That's an interesting blend, brandy and Scotch. Really? Okay. And you try it and it's just like, wow,
yeah, it was impressive.
Like, and the bottle was like Gatsby style, right? Like, that's the best way I can, describe it.
That's a perfect, perfect example.
Like, it was just a beautiful bottle. And I was very, very surprised of how much I liked it. So you just never know. You never know until you try. And, again, if you can get into a community that does a bottle share, it's amazing, because you get to try all kinds of stuff that you've never had, you would never buy, and then you find stuff that you would buy. Like, I think that's the important thing, is like, oh, I like that,
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go get me one of those.
Yeah, because the bottle you're talking about, he said it wasn't expensive at all.
No, it's not.
So you know.
Yeah, it's not. Um, I want to say that I'd go out and buy it. I just don't know. Like, I don't know. I can think of so many other things that are sort of on my list of things to buy.
Yeah.
And so, I really want those more than I want that. But I enjoyed it. It was really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
I think at this point, like the way I buy bottles now, because I don't have, by any means, I don't have like a super huge collection, but I've got enough bottles that it's difficult for me to pick what I'm going to drink.
mm-hmm.
I only buy things that I know I want to have.
That's
like,
right.
Like it's good enough that like there'll come a day where I go, yeah, I want to have that today.
But there's days when we go into the liquor store and something calls to us and we've never had it before.
Yeah.
And we go and take a chance on it.
I agree.
So there are those days that we do that.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Like, I'm getting to the point now where I just want to replace what I really, really like.
Right.
Yeah. So, there's a few bottles that I'm just can't wait for, them to come out, right? Whether it be the next iteration of it or something, new.
Right.
Like, I'm super excited about the next Old Elk Infinity bottle.
Yep.
Very excited about that. I really want to try that. I'm excited about the next Pinhook.
Yep.
Vertical Series bourbon.
I'm excited about the next Buzzard's Roost cigar ride.
Oh man, yes. Like that's going to be in the fall.
And then we've got a special one coming from our local liquor store.
Yeah.
So Red Hot has something that's coming down the line. That's probably going to be pretty impressive.
They do, yeah. We'll have to put that on the podcast as soon as we get it, just so we can bring it out to you guys. Because, I'm not sure that one, if it's decent, if it's good, I don't know. It's probably not going to last very long in the store.
No, because hopefully it's a
one-time thing.
Hopefully he does a bottle that he lets us test.
I'm sure he'll have an open bottle to try,
so we can try it out and then make a decision on how many bottles you want to buy. Because that tends to be the problem, right? I taste something and I really enjoy it, and then by the time I figure out that I really enjoy it, I can't go back and get it. So,
yep,
yeah. So as you can see, man, like that. Take a look at that ash, man. It's just nice and tight and compacted. The burn, like I said, it's a little weird, but
it's not razor sharp.
No, nothing crazy. But it looks pretty good. So I mean, I could probably tap it up and make it perfect if I wanted to, but this is close enough that I don't need to do anything with it. Just smoke through it, right?
Yeah.
But you can see that ash is nice and compact. Let's see. All right, yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's good, man. Like, I'm thinking about the Las Calaveras and how kind of wonky that burn was.
Yeah,
like it was burned on an angle the whole time.
Yep.
And like no matter how many times you fixed it, it went right back.
It went right back to
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah.
So, but this is a very good cigar, very good construction, man. So can't say that enough. I know we probably run that one into the ground, but like that's a big deal, right? Like having a cigar that just burns well and doesn't require a lot of maintenance. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. If I have to maintain a cigar a lot, that's not enjoyable for me, right? Like if I've got to
takes away from the experience.
Yeah, like if I've got to constantly tap it up or I'm fighting with the draw, that type of thing, I'm totally out.
Which is the main reason why, because I agree with you, it's the main reason why you and I don't go into pipes.
Mm-hmm.
Like pipes, in our opinion, pipes are a lot of work.
We just literally had this discussion, right? Like, and no shade to you guys.
No, I got nothing against it. Like, I love the smell. I wish that I could enjoy a pipe.
I just don't want another rabbit hole.
Like, well, I'm not worried about that. It's just too much work.
Yeah, that's the other part. So, one, I don't want another rabbit hole to go down. Two, like that does not look like fun to me. Like the digging, everything out and relighting and repacking and it's just,
like the little like the multi-tool thing that they have on a ring. There's like 5 different tools on it. And they're all for different purposes, and like you got these different like bowls and different sizes and different materials, and like dude, like that's a lot.
And then there's just as many tobaccos,
dude. There's
for
so
pipes,
many, dude. There's so many tobaccos out there.
Oh my goodness, like I can only imagine.
Yeah,
man. So
like I can remember going to Gatlinburg one time on the strip in that mall that they had, that little mall. You know what I'm talking about? and there is or was, I don't know if there still is, a tobacco store in there, and that guy was obviously catering to the pipe community.
Okay.
Because he must have had 100 different tobaccos. Like, it was unreal.
See, and that's just a problem for me. Like, and there are so many cigars out there, but like, it's just overwhelming to like be new to something and have to try to figure something else out all over again. You know, maybe a couple years from now, I might be interested in it. But
Maybe.
right now, I just.
Luckily, we have several people that we know that are, they're into the pipes.
Right. So if we decided to venture down that road, we
could
totally
have some mentors that can help us out.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is kind of funny because we've sort of mentored them on cigars.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
So, but that's all part of the community, right?
Yeah.
Like, there is a lot of crossover between cigars and pipes, because again, it's a lot about different tobaccos. So there's quite a bit of crossover. A lot of folks that enjoy cigars enjoy pipes, and a lot of people that enjoy pipes actually enjoy cigars.
Yep.
So they kind of intertwine. And if you're most cigar lounges, whereas they won't allow cigarette smoke, they will allow pipes.
That's right.
So you'll find that a lot of people in your cigar lounge may actually be enjoying a pipe. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just know for me, at this very moment in my life, with as much as I have on my plate and all of the different hobbies and things I've got, that's not another one I want to add.
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit too far down the cigar rabbit hole to try and get into the pipe rabbit hole. Like, I think it's just, I'm a little too far gone to get into pipes.
Right.
Much as I'd want to.
See, I don't think there's a want to in there for me.
Yeah.
Not currently.
And I enjoy cigars so much that I don't ever really think about it, honestly. Like,
I enjoy just being able to cut and light.
Yeah. But I do enjoy when we're smoking cigars that, one of our people lights up
fires
that pipe.
A pipe, yeah.
And you get that whiff.
Give you a different ambiance.
Yeah. Like, it adds to the flavor or the smells in the air, and you can instantly tell the difference.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy the smell of the tobacco too.
Yeah.
Like when they bring the cans and stuff in. I just can't get into it. I don't know.
I do not disagree, my friend. But we're getting close to the end here. Any final thoughts on the cigar or the bourbon?
So on the cigar, this is definitely not something for a newbie. Unless you happen to be a newbie that's already jumped into the full flavored, or almost full flavored cigars.
Almost full flavored.
Yeah. I mean, and there are people who go ahead and they just jump all, they go ahead and jump into the deep end. They don't waste any time. So there's people out there to do that. But it's full of flavor, and it's just very enjoyable, like the complexity and everything. And then the bourbon, or this is whiskey, right? Not bourbon.
Whiskey.
Yeah.
Light whiskey.
So the whiskey, it's surprising if you don't know about it.
Correct.
I think that, like, if you walked up on it and you're like, that's kind of light, that's really high proof.
Mm-hmm.
You might turn away from it. But I think it's something that you shouldn't turn away from. Especially if you're seasoned, or if you're somewhere, a couple years into the journey of bourbon and whiskey, this is one to really give a shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it would surprise you if you've never had it.
I agree.
How about yourself?
For me, man, like you said, the Obtainium, for me, even though it's an MGP juice, it's one of my favorite things to purchase because of the flavor profile on it. It's very different, right? So it can take you all over the place, right? It's got a little sweet, like we said, a little bit of butterscotch in there, maybe some honey notes, different things. But for the price point, man, it's hard to beat.
What just came to mind, where I put this is with the Smoke Wagon Uncut the Younger.
Yes.
It's like I always want to have one.
Yeah.
I may not drink it every day,
but when
it's super enjoyable.
When you want it and you open the cabinet, man. And it's there, it's like.
And when it calls to you, it's like it's there, and you're just like, yeah, give me
that's
some
the
of
one.
that.
Let me get that, right?
Yeah, man.
So definitely enjoyable. The cigar, again, Mad Mofo, long live the king. You just, for me, you can't go wrong with the cigar. But again, all of these things are subjective, and of course, all of this is our personal opinion. But if you lean the way we seem to lean on cigars and bourbon or spirits, I think you'll enjoy both.
And I'm going to be honest, I'm actually a fan of this brand.
Yeah, Caldwell.
Like the Caldwell brand, like I'm a fan.
Haven't had anything I don't enjoy.
Like the Blind Man, the the regular Long Live the King, the Eastern Standard, this one, the Mad Mofo, the Queen one. I mean, they're just all really good.
Yeah.
They
do a good job of just putting out quality
and
cigars.
all different enough to really cater to a particular person in their profile and their want. So
I agree.
But anyway.
Well, with that being said, man, we are right at the mark, I suppose. So, as normal, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that little bell so that you know when we drop new episodes. But we're going to get up out of here, man. Thanks for joining us on another episode of High Proof Ashes. I'm Duran, and my co-host to the left.
I'm Jason JB Smoke, and I mean, we'll see you on the next one.
Absolutely.
Have a good day.